Whisky and Brandy, two legendary spirits, titans of the after-dinner drink world that people have debated, celebrated, and savored for centuries. They both sit in beautiful bottles, glow with amber light, and promise a complex, rewarding experience. But while they may look similar in the glass, their stories couldn't be more different. One is made from the humble grains of the field, the other from the sun-ripened fruit of the vine. And the real difference is so much bigger than just those base ingredients. From how they're mashed, fermented, and distilled, to the specific type of wood they sleep in for years, to the very reason they taste so profoundly different. Today we're breaking it all down. We'll explore their unique production methods, iconic regions, and even guide you on how to taste them like a pro. Before we jump in, do us a huge favor. Hit that like button, tap subscribe, and drop a comment telling us your allegiance. Are you Team Whiskey or Team Brandy? Your support helps this channel grow and lets us keep bringing you the real truth behind your favorite drinks. Now let's get into it. So let's start with the robust world of whiskey. At its core, whiskey is a distilled alcoholic spirit made from a fermented mash of grains, usually barley, corn, rye, or wheat. Think of it as the sophisticated, aged evolution of beer. The specific recipe of these grains, known as the mash bill, is the whiskey's foundational blueprint. A high corn mash bill, like in bourbon, creates sweetness. A high rye content delivers peppery spice, and malted barley often provides a rich, biscuity backbone. This grain mash is fermented, then distilled, typically in either traditional copper pot stills, which create a heavier, more characterful spirit, or modern column stills, which produce a lighter, cleaner distillate. The choice of still is a crucial decision that shapes the whiskey's final personality. After distillation, the clear spirit is put into wooden barrels to age. This is where the magic happens. The wood, almost always oak, gives the whiskey its color and a huge portion of its flavor, imparting those deep, smoky, caramel-like notes. Whiskey's flavor depends heavily on the grains used and where it's made. Islay Scotch from Scotland is famous for its powerful, smoky, and medicinal notes from peat-dried barley. By contrast, Highland Scotch can be more floral and honeyed. American bourbon, by law made with at least 51% corn and aged in new charred oak, is characteristically sweeter with notes of vanilla and caramel. And Japanese whiskey is celebrated for its incredible balance, elegance, and meticulous craftsmanship. Now let's journey to the world of brandy. And it's a completely different landscape. Brandy is made from fermented fruit. While it's most famously made from grapes, you'll also find exquisite brandies made from apples, known as Calvados, as well as pear, cherry, and other fruits. Instead of starting with a grain mash, brandy starts its life as fruit wine. This wine, often thin and acidic, unpleasant to drink on its own but perfect for distillation, is then distilled, usually twice in copper pot stills, to concentrate its alcohol and delicate fruit essence. After distillation, this spirit, called eau de vie or water of life, is aged in wooden barrels. This aging process mellows the spirit and develops those signature sweet, warm, fruity notes, ranging from vanilla and caramel to dried apricot, fig, and toasted oak. The most famous brandies, Cognac and Armagnac, come from specific regions in France and have legally protected production methods, from the grape varietals used to the distillation and aging process. So here's the first and most fundamental difference: grains versus fruit. At its heart, whiskey is essentially distilled and aged beer. Brandy is distilled and aged wine. This single distinction dictates everything that follows, and those base ingredients shape the entire universe of each spirit. From the aroma and flavor profile, to the aging requirements, the typical alcohol levels, and even the cultural identity and regions where each drink is most popular. Both whiskey and brandy are distilled, but their distilled reveals their core philosophy. Whiskey is typically distilled at lower purity levels, a process that intentionally keeps more congeners, flavor compounds from the grain, resulting in a bolder, more robust spirit. Brandy, especially Cognac, is often distilled to be cleaner and smoother, a technique designed to preserve the delicate, volatile fruit esters and floral notes from the base wine. And then there's the wood. Whiskey almost always ages in charred new or used oak barrels. This charring acts like a charcoal filter, mellowing the spirit while imparting smoky, toasted notes of vanilla and spice. Brandy, on the other hand, often ages in French oak from specific forests like Limousin or Tronchet. This wood is less aggressively treated and imparts smoother, more elegant flavors of subtle spice, tannin, and nuttiness. The world of whiskey has also embraced cask finishing, where a mature whiskey is transferred to a barrel that previously held another liquid, like sherry, port, or even rum, to add extra layers of flavor complexity. This is less common in the traditional brandy world, which prizes the purity of the grape and oak interaction. Let's talk flavor, the part that truly matters when the glass is in your hand. Whiskey flavors are rooted in the earth. Think smoky peat, rich caramel, toasted oak, spicy rye, sweet corn, vanilla, and warm baking spices. The experience is often bold and intense. Brandy flavors are born from the orchard and vineyard. Think sweet fresh grapes, dried fruits like apricot and fig, delicate floral notes, honey, rich caramel, and subtle oak. The experience is defined by smoothness and elegance. To put it simply, whiskey often hits you with a powerful grain-forward intensity. Brandy greets you with a gentle, fruit-forward smoothness. In terms of strength, whiskey usually ranges from 40% to 50% ABV, with cask strength expressions going much higher. Brandy also typically sits around 40%, but because its flavors are fruit-based and the spirit is often distilled for smoothness, it can taste softer and sweeter, even at similar alcohol levels. This difference in character also influences how they're best enjoyed. Whiskey's robust nature makes it a fantastic base for spirit-forward cocktails like the Old-Fashioned or Manhattan. Brandy's elegant fruitiness shines in classics like the Sidecar or the original Sazerac. When it comes to price and prestige, both drinks can be incredibly affordable or astronomically expensive. For whiskey, you have iconic categories like Scotch, Japanese whiskey, bourbon, and single malts. For brandy, the kings are Cognac, Armagnac, and Calvados. High-end whiskey is prized for its age statement, the complexity from its time in the barrel, and its rarity. A 25-year-old single malt is a treasure of time and wood. High-end brandy, especially Cognac, is prized for luxury, smoothness, and the art of blending. An XO or extra old Cognac is a masterful blend of many different age eau de vie, valued for its harmony and French craftsmanship. So, after all that, which one is actually better? Honestly, that's like asking if a guitar is better than a piano. The answer depends entirely on you and the kind of music you want to hear. If you love bold, smoky, spicy, and complex flavors that challenge your palate, go with whiskey. If you prefer smooth, fruity, sweet elegance that soothes and delights, brandy is your drink. Let's bust a quick myth. Some people think whiskey is always harsh and burns. That's simply not true. A well-made, well-aged bourbon or a smooth Speyside Scotch can be incredibly gentle. Others think brandy is an old person's drink. Not anymore. A new wave of craft brandy producers are creating young, vibrant, and exciting spirits that are perfect for modern cocktails and a new generation of drinkers. And here's a pro tip for tasting either. Start by observing the color. Then, nose the glass gently. Take a small sip and let it coat your mouth to assess the palate and texture. Finally, notice the finish, the flavors that linger after you swallow. For high-proof whiskeys, adding a single drop of water can open up the aromas and soften the alcohol, revealing hidden complexities. Let's wrap it up. Here's the real difference in a nutshell. Number 1, the source. Whiskey comes from grains, brandy comes from fruit. Number 2, the personality. Whiskey is intense, smoky, and bold. Brandy is smooth, sweet, and elegant. Number 3, the aging. Whiskey typically ages in charred oak barrels for bold flavor. Brandy often uses lighter French oak for subtle refinement. They are two totally different drinks with two totally different philosophies. Think of it this way. Whiskey is the perfect companion for a cold night by the fire. Brandy is the perfect conclusion to a beautiful meal with friends. If you enjoyed this deep dive, Please hit that like button, drop a comment, and make sure you subscribe to Consumer's Choice Top 5 for more fun and fascinating comparisons. We want to know where you stand. Are you Team Whiskey or Team Brandy? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to share this video with a friend who loves a good drink debate. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.